We're seeing back-to-back miracles that Jesus is performing here, which is again proving that he is God, doing things that no one else, prophets weren't doing this stuff, right? This is only stuff that Jesus was doing, and he's claiming to be God by doing such. He's doing way more than just claiming to be a prophet or a man of God. He's claiming to be God and be one of the three distinct persons within the triune God, the Trinity that we have as Christians, which is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And he's saying the works that I do in my Father's name, they bear witness to me. These are those works that he's talking about, right? And so in this miracle, we see that in verse 15, when Jesus therefore perceived that they would come and take him by force to make him a king, he departed again into a mountain himself alone. And read in verse 16, when even was now come, his disciples went down unto the sea and entered into a ship and went over the sea toward Capernaum, and it was now dark, and Jesus was not come to them. So they saw that he went away into a mountain by himself. They didn't know where he was, but the disciples went to a ship and went across the sea to go towards Capernaum. And then we read in verse 18, and the sea arose by reason of a great wind that blew. So when they had rowed about 25 or 30 furlongs, you see Jesus walking on the sea and drawing nigh unto the ship, and they were afraid. We can assume that's pretty deep into the sea. They were probably kind of in the middle of the sea at this point. And there was a storm, so it was pretty windy, pretty stormy, as it seems, where they were on the sea. And they see a man standing in the sea walking towards them. And so they're terrified. They don't know what's going on, right? But they see just a man standing on the water when the winds are going crazy, the sea is blowing everywhere. They see this man coming towards them, and they're terrified. But then read in verse 20, but he saith unto them, being Jesus, it is I, be not afraid. So then they willingly received him into the ship, and immediately the ship was at land whither they went. So there was a storm. They didn't know where they were. They couldn't find their way to the shore. And then Jesus said, it is I, be not afraid. And they accepted him to the ship, and then immediately the winds blew over, and they got to land.